Hello, guys. Happy April. This is our first live in April.
Yeah, about to have last
Yes, this is our first live in April. Happy April, friends. So good to see you guys today. Hope you're off to a great April. Hope it's been a great start. And we are super excited for our live today. So quick. Share the link with a friend or two or three or four. We have some really amazing guests today that we're going to be inviting to the stage soon. But before we do that, we want to make sure that their story gets out there. So if you see me looking down, you know exactly what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I am sharing.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing as well. All right. It doesn't cost anything to share, friends. It costs nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
To share. It's a click. And those who watch it, prayerfully, they're blessed by it. If they don't want to watch it, they don't watch it. But at least you did the thing, right? You shared it out. So let me bring this down so you guys can't hear that. Yeah. So share as much as you can.
Yeah. Welcome. Glad that you guys are still alive because we almost went to a war.
Lord Jesus.
We almost went to a war, the beginning of a war. Listen, all these things, we are impacted by them, because we live in this country, live in this nation. So, of course, our platform is not a political show, but I guess at this hour, Lord knows what could have happened or been happening around the world in the Middle East. But I don't really want to say cooler heads prevailed, but I feel it was just all a bluff, to be quite honest with you. But I'm just glad that we are okay. But we're excited to be here with you guys tonight. We're going to have a great time with our guests on tonight, as Ann mentioned.
Yes.
You know, Tuesday is a staple time for us. We were not with you guys last week, Tuesday. We didn't get a chance to make an announcement why we're not with you, but the whole family was involved in a production, an Easter production.
Yes.
And so we were very, very busy with that, with rehearsal. So we had a rehearsal last week, Tuesday, and could not be with you on that night, right? On that night. If you are on the chat right now, you can hear us okay. Make sure you just make a comment, let us know that you're here and that you hear us pretty good.
And you can also type in the chat where you're watching from.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We love to know who's in town.
Who's in town.
Who stopped by.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we're going to bring our guests up really, really soon. But before we even do that, just a quick announcement. We've been talking about this for quite some time. We are so excited that we are going to be bringing Love Talks live to you guys. Love Talk will be live with you guys. We are outside on May the 9th. We are bringing some friends with us to have our podcast pretty much in person.
Yeah.
With along some other great activities, some other great conversations. We have Salo TV, who's a social media influencer, who will be in the building. We have Ernst Loizen from New Jersey, also a great event host and also influencer. We have Dr. Sylvie, who's a therapist that will be there also to pour into the people. And last but not least, we have Monique Sade, recording artist. She's the founder also of Mo Creative Solutions, who we are partnering with for this event that will also be there. So save the date, mark it on your calendar, make plans to pull up on May the 9th in New Jersey, specifically the Embassy Suites in Parsippany, New Jersey. You definitely want to make sure that you are in the building for this special event.
Yes. We're excited about it, and we hope that you can meet us there. A lot of our interactions happen behind a screen, but we get to do it in person, and so we're super super excited about that.
And it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be live, no pun intended. Live, literally us in person. Live in terms of the I hate to say activity. Activity sounds so juvenile and so childrenish. Childish. Childrenish.
Okay,
but
sir.
y'all know exactly what I mean. So make sure you guys are pull up. You are in the building, and we have a great time together. All right. So, without any further ado, one of the favorite things that we love to do during the podcast is to always have people come and share their experiences in love and relationship, right? A while back, we had someone who found their Boaz because they were doing online dating, right? Right, online dating. We also had really good friends of ours who went through their journey with dealing with infertility, how that impacted their relationship. We've had people who were here talking about hardship. What does it look like to struggle financially as a couple and just having to be a ride or die in that particular instance, right? So we love
long distance relationship
that turned into engagement and more.
Yes.
And so it's pretty dope. So we just love to have people come on to share their experience with love and relationship. And tonight, it's no different. We have a great couple, family that's going to be here talking about their journey, the ups and the downs,
and the truth,
everything in between. How much of a knucklehead maybe Kenny was. They always blame the guys anyway. But I'm pretty sure Kenny has his own thing to report on Vanessa. So Vanessa?
Samantha.
Oh, sir? Vanessa. That was the other guy. That was the other girl that was
his sister.
Vanessa is a sister. I always confuse Vanessa and Samantha. So you know what? Without any further ado, let's bring them on and let's have this conversation about their journey, the ups, the downs,
and the truth.
Oh my God, I just need some drink. All right, guys, help us welcome Kenny and Samantha Vixama. So Kenny, she didn't hear about Vanessa, right?
Yeah, I mean it's funny enough. Like they do that a lot.
They mix you guys your names up, right?
Yeah, I'm like I'm married to my sister.
You got Rose in the building. Rose, say hi to you guys. You guys know Rose. Rose is a little cousin.
Yeah. Hey, darling.
Hi, darling. Welcome. So, guys, how are you doing? How does it feel to be on tonight?
I mean, it feels so great, and I feel like we've kind of been waiting forever.
Yeah, you know what? I love that. Let's start there. Samantha actually reached out and said, "Hey, we want to be on the pod," and like, it's so dope.
I didn't know.
Yeah, and it's so dope. Like, yeah, let's do it because we know them for a long time. I think. And you know what's funny though? The other day we were talking to the kids about weddings because we always go to weddings. I think your wedding might have been the only wedding they've been to with us. Their entire existence, Melody and Owen.
They were so little. Oh my God, they were like 4 and 5. Yeah.
They were young, and they made the cut. And nowadays people don't invite kids to their wedding. So,
we family. So they're like, listen. So if you guys don't know, Kenny is my brother's wife's sister.
What?
Wait. Kenny, wait, no.
I'm Vanessa. I'm Vanessa.
My brother's wife wait. My brother's wife. Let me finish. I want to say
Lord.
My brother's wife is Kenny's sister.
Blood sister.
Yeah.
So Kenny is my brother-in-law by marriage.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you're still confused, her brother married Kenny's sister.
Yeah.
That would have been the easiest way to have said that, bro.
Please.
That would have been the easiest way to have said that. But you want to go the long route, right?
Yes. So, once again, thank you guys for coming and thank you for being available and open to share about your journey. I know that sometimes people will look to certain relationships and be like, oh, I want that, I want that, I want that. Without even knowing what it took to get to where we are, right? To where you are. So we want you guys to be open. We want you to be vulnerable. We want you to be transparent. As much as you can share, of course, holding back whatever is too important. But just to give the people a little bit, a glimpse of how you guys got to where you are, right?
Yeah, because we officially, well, I'm making it the announcement now. We officially call these series our Journey series. And the Journey series is when people really get an opportunity to really learn about what people go through. The steps it takes in a marriage, what people are going through, and how people can overcome certain things and still be able to be in love and still be striving as a family. And so, so it does require a certain level of transparency and truth, as is in the title, just so people can have learn from your experience, right? And so let's get into it, man.
Take us from the beginning. How did you guys? First of all, how long have you been married for?
This July is going to make 12 years.
Hey, let's go.
You guys are young too. How old?
No.
I'm wants to be 38. He's 39.
I wasn't going to answer. She said not to tell everything.
I mean, we're being transparent.
Right.
Then say hi. Then is in the comments.
My mom said hi.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm 30.
But before we kind of get, too deep, I first and foremost want to thank you guys for having us, but also to let you guys know and let everyone who's watching know that you and Irvins have literally been a couple that we've looked up to even before Kenny and I started dating. And we truly want to thank you guys for being an example and also being an available vessel for the couples ministry for the kingdom of God. You guys truly exemplify what it is to be a covenant married couple. So we just want to let you guys know that we truly look up to you. We love you both, and may God continue to bless you.
Oh, guys, I knew I wore hearts on my shirt for a reason today.
We play careful. Yeah.
Oh, look, we wear hearts today. Oh, we love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It's funny that you guys said your age, because growing up, for whatever reason, and it's mostly me that does this than Ann, we always be thinking that you, like the youth, because we're always the leaders, that we were that much older than you guys. Right, and so,
I mean, we do got about 5 years on them, babe.
5 years, because I remember, I would always follow Pascal to Good Shepherd, and I had a crush on every girl in Good Shepherd, and it was like, oh, they're too old for you. And I'm just like, 5 years. It was a long time ago, bro. I mean, she'll be okay, but it's like, I was like, it's just 5 years. And Pascal would be like, no, we're old. You're not.
No, for some reason, they always feel that way. Like, when I see some of the people your age now that have kids, I'm like, yo, I feel so old. And then I'm like, how old are you guys? 43. What? And I'm only 44, about to be 45. I always feel so much older than you guys, right? So thank you, Sam. We really appreciate that. And these comments really are encouraging, nerve-wracking at the same time, because pedestals are not proverbial pedestals. I don't like to call them literal pedestals. They could be nerve-wracking sometimes. But we one thing that we've decided, we've elected to do is to embrace it, for lack of better terms, because we do realize the responsibility that come along with this, and the hope that people see that they get through what we do. So I guess we've taken upon ourselves to truly walk in that, and the best I can. Just keep us in prayer as always, and make it happen. All right. So Kenny, you couldn't get nobody from Good Shepherd because they were way too much older than you. So let's talk about the journey with you and Sam. How did you guys meet? How did it all start?
Okay. Well, Plan B. No, I'm just playing.
Oh,
I'm playing. But there was
You said be transparent, right?
Kenny, you are a grown man.
He's so silly.
no. So what ended up happening was actually the first thing I'll say is, okay. So I remember she came into my church. All right. So she came into the church, and my cousin Peter was on the drums. And you know, if you play an instrument, you're kind of worldly. So, so she walks in the church. Okay. So she walks in the church with a friend of hers, and my cousin Peter is like, "Yo, something just walked in the church. You got to turn around."
Oh my God.
He had a girlfriend at a time, and I had a boyfriend.
Oh man.
She getting ahead of herself. Anyway. So I turn around and I see her and I text her. I was like, yeah, she's cute. So then after church, we were doing like choir rehearsal or something. My dad stopped her from leaving. So truthfully, my dad, shout out to my pops. He is, yes, you are. What up, bro?
That Peter is in the building. That's a Peter. You know what? I'm glad that Peter is here because he could be in the comments telling us some of the other stuff that y'all holding back.
So funny enough, my dad saw Samantha and he immediately was like, I gotta he stopped her from leaving. I was like, I have to introduce you to my son. He's the youth president. Blah blah blah. But in my dad's defense, he made me, because I was the youth president, he put me in contact with any young person that walked in the door. He was like, connect with him, blah, blah, blah. So my dad stopped her and was like, I need to introduce you to my son, blah, blah. So I walked over.
Wait. He said, I need to introduce you to my son. No intentions for you guys to hook up. No. Just because she's a youth and you're the youth president to try to keep in contact. Yes?
She's trying to go somewhere. She's trying to go somewhere.
No. Go ahead.
I will fast forward a bit. My dad eventually liked her for me.
Yes, really got to know me.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I will say that whoever my dad saw Pat and told Pascal, like, that's your husband.
Yeah.
And so he did the same thing with Samantha. Yeah. So my pops, he got the eye, pretty much.
Okay. What did he say about Urban to me?
Oh my God.
He loves y'all.
Yeah.
He really do, like all the time. Like literally when we were getting married, and he told us that, you know, like when he wants to do the final prayer, he literally, you guys were like the first person that he was like, I want Evan to boil these guys. Like, yo.
That was a joke question, but like that was so
funny. It's so funny that how these things happen though.
Yeah.
It's like you don't expect them.
So okay, so are you done? Can we start asking questions, Kenny?
No, he wasn't done yet.
He wasn't done. I'm sorry. I'm just interrupting.
No, so, you know, I got her number and I would just text her and be like, hey, we have youth meetings. What? I got the number. Why are you making faces? All right. Okay. So
you'll have your turn. Let the men speak the truth.
Let him cook.
So I always invited her to youth meetings and stuff like that. And then eventually, like, she started to come to youth meetings and, you know, I started to get to know her. She started to get to know, like, you know, my family since they were a part of youth. And
so altogether, like, we've been together for 15 years, married for 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So your dad have an eye because 15 years, married for 12. He said about Patrick and Pascal getting together. They are, I think, 18?
Yeah.
15 years. I don't remember how long they dated before they got married.
Oh, it's just a long story.
Right. Right. Their journey. I think we need to bring them back again to talk about that journey. Because when we had Patrick and Pascal on, it was more about hardship, financial hardship, and how she was just a ride or die, even though, you know, some of these things, sometimes the women could the women, especially if they are used to certain lifestyle, you can't give it to them. So we had them in that context. But we want to hear their journey is crazy too.
Thank you, darling. Okay.
Darlene made a comment that who doesn't. We have haters.
Oh, Irvin.
Listen, let's keep it real.
If we do, we don't know them. Okay. If we do, we don't know them. Thank you. Okay, so Kenny. No. I wanted to ask Samantha when I know you both had your significant other that you were dating at the time, right? But when did you feel like you started to see each other in that light? When you were broken up with your person, or like while you were still together with your person?
Additionally, Kenny, was in your church? Was it in your church?
Was he in the church?
No, he was not in the church.
No, your boyfriend and girlfriend at the time.
So his girlfriend was in the church.
Why are we getting messy now?
And mine was not in the church. He wasn't even Covetti. Yeah.
Okay.
Those
are when Haitian. He wasn't even saved. That's what she meant. Covetti.
Hi, Kenny's ex-girlfriend. If you're watching.
Stop.
Oh.
Oh God.
Another story.
Oh my goodness. All right, so she was in the church. Okay. Somebody said bon missing. Okay, so
That's Sam.
Hunted me and everything.
Well, we weren't together at that time.
Okay, so how did things happen? So tell us more. So after you got her number, you're inviting her to you. She eventually starts coming.
Okay, so
we were friends. We knew we had feelings for each other. There was an eye there, but we both respected our relationship. So it wasn't until like we both like parted from our relationship where we were like, okay, we're going to, pursue each other seriously. So we were not, like stepping out of our relationship from our boyfriend. It wasn't like that, even though we know that we like each other.
All right. My relationship ended a long time before her relationship ended.
Yeah.
Right.
So we were friends for 5 years.
So when my relationship ended, I was like, yo, what up? You know what I mean? Like, leave buddy, what up? Right. And she was like, no. And so
work like that.
Yeah, so I would be like, so I was single, she was in a relationship, but I was dropping like hints, right? Like I remember she had a promise ring on her finger, and she came to, I think it was like one of the first 2 times she came to youth meeting. We went to like Popeyes after, and it was like me, both Peter, Rebecca, Vanessa was there. And I asked her, I was like, what's that on your finger? She's like, it's a promise ring. And I look at Peter and I was like, yo, I bet I take that off.
Oh my God.
So I was aggressive.
Listen, he was confident, okay?
Now look at you now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it took a while for her to break up with her ex.
So Samantha, you eventually broke up with him because things just wasn't working out, or because you started to like Kenny a little bit more?
Both, but mainly because things was not working out, but it definitely was both.
I wore her down.
You wore.
Listen, you knew what you wanted and you went after it.
Yes, he did. I'll give that to him.
Yeah.
So
So this is where my dad comes in, because my dad told me, because at that point in time, like she was around the family, she was coming to the church. And my dad liked her and my mom liked her, but my dad liked her for me. And he basically told me, he was like, even though the pastor was like, if she don't marry him, then you still have a chance. Until she's married, you still have a chance, right? So he was like, don't give up. And I remember there's mad times I would tell my dad, I was like, yo, like, I'm not with it, like whatever, like she's with buddy, like she's just stuck. So forget it. My dad was like, nah. Until she walks down the aisle and says yes, there's always a chance.
Wait, how old were you guys at that time?
Ooh.
Oh, we was like 20, 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a year older than me.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought you guys were teenagers. I'm like, yo, Pops, you expect me to wait that long
We were in college.
Yeah, we were in college.
to make sure there's no marriage, there's no wedding that's gonna happen? You want me to wait that long, Pops? That's crazy. But Sam, what was your first? So we know when you first walked in, him and Peter already in the text thread talking about, yo, here's a shorty, here's a baddie, blah 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 blah. But what was your first impression when you first walked in the church?
I mean, I just was looking for somewhere to sit. I wasn't looking at people or anything like that. But when I was getting ready to leave, and Kenny dad approached me, he was like, "Oh, wait," because they give you like the paper to sign to like say who invited you, like your information, like are you saved or whatever. So on the paper, I did express that I do want to convert. And so I guess they gave that over to the pastor, and I believe that was one of the main reasons why he ran towards me, because he came with the paper, and then he's like, "Oh, like I want you to meet my son." I was like, "Oh no, meeting no son." I got because I'm his girlfriend. Like what? And like I didn't understand none of that what was going on, and then so like when Kenny he was like, "Nope," he's like, "Wait," and then he went and got Kenny. And then I was like he was coming towards me. I was like, oh my God, like he's really tall. Like Kenny's he's a foot taller than me.
She's small.
Wow.
He's really tall, but it's like Kenny was not my height.
Big sexy.
So I was like, oh my God, like he's really tall, he's a big guy.
Big sexy.
But there was something about his spirit, which is the Holy Spirit, which I didn't understand it at the time because I was not Christian yet. I was like, there's something about this guy that it melts my heart, and I didn't get what it was. So that was my first impression of him, and I was like, and he's cute.
Yeah. Aww. Big sexy.
Yo, somebody said, Kenny, a man go after what he wants.
Tosh, hey sis.
Yeah, a man go after what he wants, and you actually did, and look at you now.
Right.
So now, fast forward a little bit. Now you're dating. What was dating like? Oh, you're in a relationship.
Dating was rough.
We fought a lot.
We argued.
Oh.
Yeah.
We fought a lot.
Dating
Okay.
and we definitely argued a lot, and we dated for almost a year. And I ended up breaking it off.
After a year.
Separated for a year.
Okay.
Okay, so looking back now, right, on that period, what would you say caused all the fighting and arguing and stuff?
No.
Why not? I'm talking. You got to say something.
You can keep talking. You're doing good. I would say a part of my personality was I was very argumentative, right? And so I was very argumentative, and I was just the type that I couldn't let things slide. Like I wouldn't let anything slide. And so I think for me, I was very just nitpicky about a lot of things. And it's like, it's funny because you don't even remember the stupid arguments that you have and what they were about. But I do remember like we argued a lot.
Yeah. I kind of feel like during our dating years, we both placed each other on this pedestal that it was just way too high for us to even meet it halfway. We came from a relationship where I was cheated on, and he came from a relationship where he was also cheated on. So we had a lot of trust issues.
Yeah.
And we were depending on each other to heal each other.
100%. And be perfect.
Perfect.
There was no room for error.
There was no room for error.
And so when the other person made an error, it was the
like
end of the world.
Yeah, it was.
Jeez.
Wow.
Is that displacement? Like you're basically assigning the flaws from the past to this person, and they had nothing to do with it. And it's crazy. Typically in relationships, you have one partner that does it. So one partner has been a victim who has been scarred, has been traumatized with that. And so they are guarded. So now you have two guarded people.
Yeah.
Because you have the same pre Vixama experience. So now you're both guarded. That's crazy.
Yeah.
How did you guys deal with that? What was that journey like to overcome that aspect, even before marriage, to Kenny being less argumentative because of the reasons why you feel that you were, and Sam just overall this trust issue from both of you to, okay, you know what, this person is not homeboy, is not homegirl.
For me, I felt like because I called it quits. I asked him to break up, and he did not want to break up. But I felt like it was a necessity for the both of us to work on ourselves,
Mm.
to be able to reflect on, like how can we become better, not just for each other, but for ourselves personally. And I
Yeah.
feel like during that time that we separated for that year, it definitely allowed the both of us to work on each other, and I was able to see a complete different side of Kenny that I never experienced before when we were dating. And the same for me. And it literally made me realize that I have to be the one to seek God and ask God to break me down and to heal me. I can't depend on Kenny to do that for me. I can't
Mm.
depend on Kenny to make me happy. That starts with me first. I have to rely on God to teach me how to be happy and love myself first before I can come to him and be like, hey, like, like I need you to love me. Like you gotta make sure that you love all of me when it is that I didn't even know how to love myself. So that was really for me.
That's good.
So you guys were broken up for an entire year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, sorry, um, during the year, I read a lot of books. So for me, the one book that I would recommend anyone with trust issues to read, it's a book called Daring to Trust. I can't,
Mm.
I could look up the book and find the author later, but it was a book called Daring to Trust. And basically, one of the biggest things that I took away from, because it wasn't just trust issues from past relationships, there was family hurt that led to trust issues. And so it's just like I struggled with just trusting people in general. And one of the things that I got from the book Daring to Trust was basically it told me that you're not wrong for trusting someone who shows you that they're trustworthy. If you
Mm.
trust someone who shows you that they're trustworthy, that's what you're supposed to do because
Mm. That's good.
Yeah.
you develop a deep relationship. Like we have work relationships that are superficial because it doesn't get deep. So those relationships, those bonds won't get deep. In order to have a deep relationship, you have to be vulnerable. And the
Mm.
only way to be vulnerable is you have to let your guards down and dare to trust, right? And so the idea that I took away from the book was if the person's showing you that they're trustworthy, it's okay to trust them. I think what happens when we have trust issues is we build up a wall and we don't let anyone in. We automatically assume the person's gonna mess up, let us down, everything is a lie. And so you
Mm.
take anybody's word at face value.
Yeah.
And so
Mm.
you don't develop any type of actual deep bond or connection when you don't dare to trust. So I got a lot from that book and I basically started to implement that. And I basically started to just not be as nitpicky.
Yeah. Let's go.
First of all, I just want to commend you guys at such a young age to know to actually do things while you're apart to get better is so beautiful because at that age usually like when people break up they're like, you know what I'm saying, like explore different people. That even leads to the question that somebody just asked on IG. Did you guys date other people while you were on a break, or were you just working on becoming a better person individually?
Yeah. Yeah. We did not. I did not date anybody else or got into another relationship. He did not either. We just
Yeah.
took that to just, to better ourselves, to, like get to know ourselves. During that time, like I was in school, I was working full time. Like I was able to meet, like friends from like college where I was able to build more relationship with other women who empowered me and, like, and just basically just make me feel proud just to be like independent and yet to work on myself and focus on me. So I would say that year was a huge growth year for me. I don't know.
So you guys had Petta says, "Hey, family." So you guys had every intention to get back together.
I never wanted to break up in the first place. I'm still mad at you.
Got it.
Is this a book?
If
Is
I'm
this a
being
book?
transparent, I didn't know.
Yeah.
If I did not know, because for me, I I wanted to see a different side of Kenny, because like I grew up in a home where, we argued a lot. Like my family, we love each other. We're very supportive of one another, but we argued a lot. And to get in a relationship where you just feel like as if like it was also becoming chaotic, that completely shut me down. And for me, like if I don't see a change where it is that I feel like, like I can find more security and find that safety in you, like I just can't. So I needed that proof. And I just didn't know. But he worked on it and he showed me.
So the problem that I have with you and you need proof is like, how can I prove anything to you if we're not around each other? We're not talking to like for me, it was like I was changing, and I guess because there was periods of time where like we weren't talking at all.
Mhm.
So it's just like you wouldn't see the change because we're not interacting,
Okay.
and so that's
So in the same church at that point, you don't see. How do you deal? How do you deal with that if you're in the same church?
I stopped. I didn't come to the church.
They stop going. Okay, cool. Okay.
church too. Right? I mean, for me, honestly, like I had put a clock on. I put a clock on it in terms of when I would wait, right? Because I had gotten into law school, and so I knew I was going to be moving to Florida for law school. So I told her, I was just like, I basically put it in my mind. I was like, I'm not. There's a certain point in time, I'm just like, I'm gonna be moving anyway. So it is what it is. Like it's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like I guess who my person is will be in Florida. So whatever. So
Right.
but in the meantime, I was still waiting. But even that, I'm just like still mad. Like what am I? Yeah, whatever.
No, it makes sense. I remember when Ann and I first became official, she pulled that stunt. She pulled a stunt, bro. I was like, yo, it's a wrap. I guess she wasn't used to what's the word I'm looking for? Like steak, high value steak,
Okay.
right? We think if viande seulement they can manger, ti viande. Like the little viand that when your mommy got enough money, put that little viand in the soup jumeau, and it's not enough. So she wasn't used to the high value steak, right? So we became official, and sis is on some. She don't even know why. On some come up tip, bro. Right? So I was like, all right, man, whatever. All right, I'm done with it too. I'm like, whatever. And then her friend made us. She was the one that convinced me to just be patient.
So if she didn't convince you, what would have happened?
Listen, I would have been
lost out. You would have missed out.
Yeah. I probably would have married a Jewish girl and be rich. I would have been with a Jewish girl and be rich right now. I'm just saying.
Samantha, someone said on IG, you knew what you wanted and had zero tolerance.
Yes,
Who said that?
I absolutely. When it came to that time, when I decided to break it off, I did have zero tolerance, and I needed to see a different side of him because I knew it was there, but I just wanted him to know that it was there. Like Kenny was on some straight like DMX, like "Arr, arr, arr," all the time, and I'm just like, oh my god, like I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
Kenny, how much of it had to do with being the only boy? Let's get into those dynamics. I know you had the relationship issues, one thing, and then growing up in a pastor's home, like PK, only boy. I think you're the youngest too, or middle.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
Younger, yeah. Vanessa's
the
older.
youngest?
Vanessa's
Oh,
older.
wow.
Yeah. So you have two older sisters, PK. These expectations, did that impact your level of patience or anything like that when it comes to dealing with relationship? In addition to the heartbreak that took place with homegirl.
I mean, so for me being a PK, I think the biggest issue was it's like you're constantly on, like being watched, right? And so, like, my dad would be like, don't do something, like don't do anything to embarrass me. You know what I mean? And it's just like there would be stories of like pastors' kids, sleeping around with other girls in the church, or there's actually whatever killing somebody. The stories are endless, right? And so my dad is
And that Vixama name ain't no joke either.
Yeah.
and so with him,
Between your pops and your mom, ooh, they are known.
Yeah.
they let us know that whatever you do, it's going to come back on us and stuff like that. And so for me, I had issues expressing my emotions because I was just like, I don't want to do anything to mess them up. So it's funny because like when I was in high school, I started to I was heavy into like DMX, and people were like, why do you like DMX so much? And I was like, because he says things that I can't, right? Like, and I get my frustration out through him because he's frustrated.
All the time. All the time.
We started dating, and like he'll pick me up.
Even when good, Sam.
I'm like, what is that? And all this. I'm like, oh my god. Like I said, no, I'm not into these things. Like, give me some R&B, some Christian music. Like even before, I got saved. Like I'd never been into rap and all this. So he's like, all right, I'll just listen to it on my way to pick you up.
Yeah. Being a pastor's kid, it was just like it's just stifling. It's very stifling. And so for me, it was trying to figure out how to express myself without making a scene or whatever. Yeah. And my mom specifically, shout out to my mom, but my mom's very opinionated about the girls that I would date. And she's just super critical. I mean, typical Haitian mom. I'm the only boy and I'm the baby. So she babied me a lot. And so any girl that I brought home, said I was talking to, whatever, she was just super critical about it. So it's just like, it was a lot.
How was it when you brought Samantha? Was she very critical or open?
By the time we started talking, his mom she already knew me for about 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
she was in the church.
But when he did express that, he has eyes for me, she was a little critical. She's like, oh my gosh, she's short.
Yeah.
During that time, like I was chunky, and she said she's short, and her breasts, it's out there.
And I said, that's gonna be my problem.
That's a good problem to have. That's a good problem to have.
So she was a little critical of me, and she expressed that to Kenny, not to me. But once we got to know each other, and it's like, she fell in love with me. I fell in love with her. She became a second mom to me. And so now I can definitely say that Kenny, mom, and I literally call her my best friend mom. Like she.
Aww.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
so now I got to ask Ken a little bit about this. Now, for you, Sam, how was your family dynamic impacted how you view relationships and how you, if anything that held you back,
Or showed up in your
and
relationship.
showed up in your relationship, caused you to do the 1 year breakup, or what was that like?
With my family dynamic, like I feel like I grew up in a house, being that like I I always say this, but like I feel like like I was my family pushed me to grow up quicker than I should have. I don't know what it is to have a childhood. I never had a childhood
Hmm.
Mm.
since the age of 6, growing up in, like, I went to Haiti when I was 4 months, and like since I was 6 years old, I knew how to cook, I know how to clean. My grandmother
Hmm.
was sick at that time when I was 6 years old in Haiti, so I was like the one taking care of her. Like, I was cooking, cleaning. Came to the United States, it was like I was the one that was taking care of the family. So it's kind of like I carried a lot on my shoulders, and when it came time for me to now be an adult, to be on my own, I kind of felt like in my house, like I always had to prove that I was always doing good. And then I
Hmm.
to this relationship where now like I'm independent. It's just like Kenny, he was searching for so much of me. And I'm like, now I'm at a place where just like I should feel free. And it's just like now I'm in this relationship, and it's just like I constantly feel like, like I gotta be perfect. I can't do
Yeah.
this, I can't do
Hmm.
that. And it drove me insane. And
Mm.
Yeah, because you had that growing up. Not to cut you off, you had that growing up from your family,
Mhm,
and now you're in a relationship, and what the perception from Kenny, especially given the whole it's a Vixama,
mhm,
that whole the expectation of his family. So it's like it's a continuation
yes.
of wow,
Yeah.
Mm.
wow. So how did you guys deal with that?
So I definitely like when so as like the time prolonged that we were not together, there were times that we didn't talk for a minute, and then
Mm.
he would either reach out and check in, or like I'll reach out and check in. And then when he got accepted into law school, he literally told me no. He applied for law school, and he reached out to me. He's like, listen, I am thinking about, applying to law school in Florida. There's a possibility that, like I may be going to Florida for law school. If I leave and we're not together, like this is it. Like there's
Mm.
it's time to figure us out or whatever.
I
So
told you that.
yeah.
So you gotta stand on business. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give you an ultimatum.
So I was like,
No, it's
okay.
not an ultimatum. It's just let you know.
I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I was like, like, well, congratulations for, being determined about what you want to do with like your future or whatever. So like, and I think after that conversation, then, like we started like just checking in on each other more often. So then that's how we started like, kind of like becoming friends again,
Mm.
and then started re-pursuing, you know, possibility of getting back together.
So he
When
pulled a trick on you. He was bluffing.
Oh my gosh.
What?
You pulled a Trump and Iran on her. He was
I
bluffing.
know. I don't
You
bluff. I drop the bomb.
He's trying to be on the block.
Don't bluff. We drop bombs.
one thing that I will say is when we initially met, like for the first time after breaking up, we literally sat down and we just laid everything on the
Oh yeah.
table.
Yeah.
We were
Man.
transparent about what we were doing during the time that we were not together, and
Mhm.
what are our expectations now, and what does it look like to make us actually work
I
for
love
us
it.
together. And I mean, like, we probably met around like 8. Like Kenny didn't take me home probably close to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Like we were up all night just talking. And
Wow.
from the beginning, like from then on, it's like one thing that I can say that I do appreciate about him. I could never say like I didn't know. And please, when a man know what he wants, and he knows that this is his foundation, this is his wife, and this is who he wants to spend the rest of his life with, he's not going to hold nothing back. Whether if it makes you feel good or whether if it hurts you, he's going to let you know what it is, and it's up to you
Yeah.
to accept it.
This is good, yeah.
I love that.
This is good.
Intention. Like you guys, no, you guys were. It's like every stage of your relationship up until what you guys have shared was really very intentional.
Yeah.
You know, like even the breakup was intentional. What you guys did and how you healed and processed like what you were going through and how you could be better for each other, that was intentional. You know, even up to that conversation leading up to you guys getting back together, it was very intentional. And I think those are really all great nuggets that those who are listening can really take in, especially if you're not in a relationship. Like you guys really were dating to marry. Like,
so I'll say shout out to Pascal for that, because I remember when I was in high school, I was in high school and I told Pascal, I was like, I don't want to date.
Pascal is his sister, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Pascal's my older sister. Like, I told her, I was like, I don't want to date and break up because, you know, I would see the emotional baggage that Pascal went through with, you know, breakups and things like that. And like friends that I would have you know, emotional baggage. And I was like, I don't really want to go through that. Right. And so in high school, my sister Pascal said, make a list, make it plain. She said, make everything that you want in a wife, put it on a list, pray about it. Right. And for me, it's not to say that God is like a genie or like Santa Claus and he's going to give you on your list, but it helps you to identify what you think is important and to identify it in a potential person.
Yeah.
So she didn't have everything on the list, but she had a majority of the things on the list, and no one else came close. So,
period, Sam. Period.
Don't gas her up. But because of that, I was like, okay, you know, that's the only reason, truthfully, I think because of that list and because I valued her and I saw like there really wasn't anyone in comparison. That's the reason why I was like, all right, I don't want to say entertain, but I'll entertain the breakup. I'll entertain not. Normally, if anybody knows me, if I'm done, I'm done. And you know, it is what it is by, right? But it's mostly because of that list that I made in high school that it opened my eyes to the value of her. So I was just like, all right, we'll wait.
If you guys are just joining us,
the value of her. Let's go.
If you guys are just joining us right now, we have special guests with us, the Kenny and Samantha Vixama family, and we are talking about their journey, the ups, the downs, and the truth. And they're dropping so much great stuff from their own. They're not even preaching to you guys. Because if you notice, they're not saying this is why you should do. They just talking about their experiences, and just from their experiences, you're learning so much already.
So someone said you guys did the work.
Yeah. So keep sharing it, guys, and keep bringing other people to come on. Come on, go ahead, baby.
You guys did the work. Unfortunately, this new generation does not know how to do the work and compromise.
Yeah. And I was going to say something like that to you, Kenny, and the fact that I think I was the same way. I was a square when I was younger. I'm not going to hold you. The temple boy. I was a 3 L's basically, right? But it's like I wonder if there are even young men, I'm sure there are, but the percentage of young men who is like you, who is like me when we were growing up at that age, being, you know, in high school, where we're not out there trying to conquer mad chicks. And I don't think it has anything to do with self-esteem or
and it has nothing to do with being a square either.
Yeah. But nowadays it seems like it's the conquest, right? Yeah. But here you are, you already knew, you You didn't probably not have met her yet, but you know your life isn't about that whole dating thing, and you use your sister as an example about, and her being transparent also about the emotional baggage that come around along with dating so many people. So your stories could have been worse. It could have been worse in terms of your experiences and making things more difficult for you guys to become an item. So now you away in school, Kenny. What light bulb went off? Like, you know what? I'm gonna put a ring on that.
All right. So for me, so we.
Well, you didn't leave yet.
Yeah, I didn't leave yet.
So he
Okay.
told me he was going to apply for school. So then we met, and then we had that long conversation, and then we decided to start pursuing each other again.
Well,
So then,
I had so I applied for law. Okay, so then sorry.
yeah, we started pursuing each other again. And then we dated so while we were dating, we decided to get back together and be boyfriend and girlfriend. It was maybe like 6 months into us being back together. And he said, I remember that day, like I was at his house, and then we were like hanging out, and then he came, and then he told me and Vanessa, like, I just got an email from St. Thomas. Like, I got accepted to law school. So, and his mom and dad were already in Florida. And he's like, I'm moving to Florida.
So yeah. So the reason why I applied, so I never thought I was gonna move to Florida. I told everybody I'm gonna stay in New York, I'm gonna run the city like Diddy. Old Diddy. I didn't know Diddy, but whatever.
That's what DMX now is Diddy.
No baby oil.
Anyway, exactly. But I never.
Okay, before you continue, let me just say I'm so proud of you, man. Professionally speaking, this dude be making articles out there in Florida, cases that he be on or whatever. So we professionally, I'm super proud of you. I love it when the black excellence, when our black young men especially are career driven and they're successful at it. So I'm super proud of you, Sam. I don't think I know what you do.
So currently, I am the head of human resources and the business coordinator for the athletics department at Nova University.
Let's go.
Black excellence.
Let me hold a dollar.
Period.
No, we have to. No, come on. Show some love. People, show some love in the chat,
y'all.
Because career-driven young people who are doing the doggone thing. We have to make sure we are highlighting that. But that was a sidebar. We're talking about the engagement before we pop the question before we move to Florida.
Thank you. Thank you. But so my parents had moved down here, and we were struggling because we were struggling to keep up the mortgage of the house in Long Island. So my mom was like, "Listen," and I was eating horribly. So she was like, if you apply to school in Florida, then you could live with us. I'll cook for you again. And I was like, say less. Right? I applied to a couple of schools. I applied to St. John's in Queens. I got into St. John's Law School. And then I applied to St. Thomas in Florida. I got a scholarship somewhat. But because of what my mom said, I was like, I'm gonna go to Florida. So I applied for early decision. So they told me early. So I knew very early that I was in and I was going to be going to St. Thomas. I think I knew by December of 2012 that I was going to law school, and the law school wasn't going to start until 2013, fall of 2013.
Okay, so you had some time.
I had some time. So it was in April when I asked.
You asked me you proposed and on July 18, 2013.
Here's what I'll say. She knew I was leaving, and we did have a conversation, and she did hit me with the ultimatum. She's like, I'm not going to follow you to a different state with just being your girlfriend.
I'm not following you to a different state without me being your wife.
What I say differently?
You said girlfriend. You could say girlfriend and then we engage. No, I make sure it's clear for these Christian people.
I'm not following you as just.
Sanction.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Even now, they're gonna post it your sanction.
Don't marry me.
So, I remember. So I proposed in July,
Mm-hmm.
and then I moved to Florida, and we actually spent our 1 year engagement in a long distance relationship.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Before Kenny even proposed. So literally a month before he proposed, he said to me, he's like,
There's
okay,
like a popping sound happening. I don't know why.
Do you guys hear that?
So forgive us, guys. I don't know where the popping sound is coming from,
oh no,
but it's okay.
yeah.
No, keep going, keep going.
So the month before he proposed to me, he said to me that you as you know that I'm moving
It
and
stopped. You did something.
I just put the volume a little lower because she's loud.
That's why. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
so he said to me that, yeah, as you know, I'm moving to Florida, and I said, yes, I know. And he was like, okay, like, let me be honest with you. Law school it's 3 years.
Whew.
Years of law school. That means that I have to once I accept to go to St. Thomas University, I am going to have to sign a contract that I will not be working. I can't work.
Wow.
So that means that when we get married for 2 years, you're going to be the only one working
That's crazy.
Oh wow.
of everything while I finish up law school.
Sugar mama.
And he said to me,
No, but that's what law school does. Really, you can't work while you're in law school.
no.
Especially not your first year because it's so it's a lot, and the bottom 10%. Like if you get a D your first year, you're academically dismissed. So they want you to focus on school and nothing else.
So when he said that to me, I literally remember just looking at him. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just like, okay, like, how do you feel about that? And I was like, all right, like, we're going to figure this out. And he's like, I just want you to know that, I won't embarrass you. And just know that I'm going to take care of you. And literally, I remember it was just after the conversation, it was very awkward because I'm the type of person, I don't like change. So reflecting on the fact that I'm about to uproot my whole life out of New York to, follow Kenny to Florida to pursue his dreams. And for 2 years, I'm going to be taking care of me and him. And I'm just like, God, like, what am I going to do? But two scriptures that definitely was the lifeline of our relationship from the time that we got engaged up until Kenny finished law school was 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7, which it says that we walk by faith and not by sight. That we know that the things that God promises us. And I know that God promised me a husband, and God is saying to me that this is my husband. Because Kenny and I, we fasted for our relationship. We fasted when we got engaged. We fasted for our marriage. And it was always yes, yes, yes. God spoke through us. God spoke through other people, about us being together. And also, too, Jeremiah 29, verse 11, I'm like, God, you said that your plan is to not harm me, but to prosper me. So if you're saying that this is my husband, I know that you're making promises to make sure that I'm taken care of and that I'm not going to move to another state for you to allow this man to break my heart and to leave me stranded. But I know that this relationship is going to be fruitful because it's based on your promises. So you know what? 2 years, I got to work to take care of me and this man and support him while he goes through law school. I'm going to do it.
That's great. What were you doing? What kind of work were you doing? What kind of work were you doing at that time to support both of you guys?
So I was working at a call center in this IT place. Literally, like
that's a typical Florida job, right?
60 hours a week. 60
that is
hours
like a typical Florida job.
What you said? How many hours a week?
Like 60 hours a week.
Oh man!
And,
and it's hourly.
date night was like non-existent. We were eating like noodles. When we had gourmet meals, it was because of Kenny's mom.
Yeah, we had no money.
We had no money, but you know what? We made things in the house. We played cards. We played Uno, and we made the best out of it. Like it.
Well, you guys were staying with his parents?
I'm sorry.
Y'all were staying with his parents or on your own?
We had our own apartment.
My dad,
he told us straight
my
up.
dad said, my dad, he was adamant about that.
You guys are not living with us.
He said, you are not. He said, if you're gonna marry her, you're gonna figure it out. You're not living here. And I was like, I don't want to live with you anyway.
Oh my!
Yeah, but you know what's interesting though, that probably could have been a good thing for you guys because you're not you get that pressure from your parents, like, okay, what are you doing as a man? You never know how they will be responding to it. See, I grinded it out. Grinded it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
We sure did. So when anybody asks us like, oh my God, how did you guys do it? I was like, I was broke. He was broke.
Somebody said that I hope he had some money saved.
We did in regards to Kenny we did have a little bit of money saved, and Kenny was able to take out somewhat of like a little bit extra with his student loans.
Yeah.
But because it was a private school, it was really nothing. And like our bank account was at zero. Like nothing. This bill to pay this bill.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was rough.
Yeah.
That was some of those moments. Like I know y'all pushing through. I know it's ride or die, grinding it out. And Sam, you said you don't like change. So like you're going from being, I don't know what
stable.
your life, stable in New York. I don't know what your financial situation was like, to now being in that situation. As much as you want to be ride or die, and somebody called you a ride or die girl, by the way, in IG. So shout out to you. But those moments, like, dang, the noodles again.
Yeah.
How were they? How did that impact? How did, if any, because the reason why I love Patrick and Pascal's story, because they're very similar too. But I think they would have been good because Patrick be hooking up. So you go visit him and make you a noodle soup. Then I feel like
you feel like you're at a restaurant. It's the best thing you ever had in your life.
And Pascal is so low key, so low maintenance. So it's like whatever. But for some people, for some women, it's like, ugh. Hey, we're supposed to be able to do this, that, and the third. Did that ever happen to you guys? And how did you all handle those situations? It was like, oh man, it's real.
No, honestly, it never did. And growing up in Haiti, I grew up very poor. Even there are times I tell him all the time, like with having a master's degree, at times like I would like look at my diploma, or even look at what I do, or even look to be where we are now, or where I am now. I would have never imagined. Like I grew up in a home where, my brother and like, my grandparents, my uncles, we would go 3-4 days with no food. Like
wow.
we would literally like drink like, like a spoon of pima, blue pima, just to hold the hunger. So like I grew up in a family where, even though we had our chaotic moment, but we depended on each other, and no matter what we had, we still gave God thanks for it. And even through the times where he was not able to take me on a date, or we were eating noodles like multiple times a week, but Kenny was always very appreciative. Like I'll make the soup, it's like the same thing that I made last night, or like I'll make like some spaghetti. And like he'll tell me how good it tastes and how much he appreciated, and that and like as I told him, how beautiful I look, and it's those things that it harbors like like the hard times, and now you just look back and you're just like, wow, like God, like I won.
Wow. I love it.
When I said like this story,
I love it.
It's a story of, I would say, struggle, but in such a beautiful way. Like it's like a supportive struggle, right? Like you guys didn't give up. Like it's like we're in this together.
Yeah.
And it's like you're doing it because you know the promise he made to you, where he said, just hold me down for real quick, but I got you.
Kenny, as a man though, how did you feel not being able to provide?
Yeah.
Because even though it was it's just short-term suffering for a long-term gain, or whatever the terminology is, but still as a man, you'd be like, how did you deal with some of those moments?
I mean, truthfully, it wasn't like a blow to my ego. I will say, growing up, it was kind of like that dynamic with my parents, because like my dad's a pastor, and the church wasn't always able to pay him, and so it was my mom who had a normal job, and she was bringing in money. So like sometimes it was really, we were living off her. And I think growing up, my biggest thing was looking at other people's situations and learning from it and saying, I don't need to go through it, I'm just going to learn from it. And so I saw like my dad struggled with like, his identity in terms of, I need to be the provider. And he would talk to me openly, like we were friends. So for me, I was like, well, I look at her as my partner, right? It as a race or a competition. I just look at it as, sometimes you're going to be up, sometimes I'm going to be up. And it's just kind of like, she showed me like she's a ride or die. And so if she says, and that was the other thing, it's like, we've been through issues in our past. Since we've overcome trust issues, if she's telling me she's a ride or die, she'll hold me down. She has no problem holding me down. I got to trust her. And so I trusted that everything was okay, that she wasn't looking at me like, oh, he's a bum, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I was busy with school, trying not to flunk, not trying not to flunk out. But really, it was just like trusting her. And, she showed me she was a ride or die. And so I believed her. And so it was easy. It was just like, okay, we're broke now, but
that's dope.
It won't be like that, bro.
Not for long.
That's dope. That's amazing. That's
beautiful. Amazing. Someone said, I have an episode. Would you rather a rich man but emotionally empty, or a broke man that kept you happy?
Kenny was the latter.
Right.
I definitely would. I would rather somebody who is broke, but keeps me emotionally happy. I'm blessed to have both, someone who is a provider and who also keeps me emotionally happy. Kenny takes, his duties as a leader that God calls him over his family very seriously, and that's something that I'm very grateful for. But to be quite frank with you, even if Kenny flunked out of law school, and he wasn't a successful man, but as long as he had the love that he has for me, because it's always been like that, he's always been respectful, very loving, I would still feel successful. And the thing is too, like, I do want, especially now with this generation, everyone is looking for a come up or a bag or somebody with a status. Like my G, like our status is the cross. Jesus went on, he died for us. That's our status. That's our logo. That's what makes us rich as Christians. So all of this, like, this, he gotta have money, this, he gotta have that. Like none of that matters. As long as you have a man who is pursuing God, who is pursuing God's word, and who is loving you, treating you like the queen that God created you to be, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, there are so many people who are successful physically, but emotionally, they're not happy. They're empty. And I'll take that any day over a man who's rich.
Pat said y'all started from the bottom, now y'all lit.
Yeah,
And then Darlene said, wow, the live version of whipping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Bravo.
Amen, darling. Amen. I love that.
And then told you, Samantha, you are the winner. You are the winner. You are the winner. And Pat said, yo, I need to go and write that book.
Yeah. Oh wow. And someone says that's a woman. Like, I think because society, right, has this idea that men are supposed to be the provider,
roles,
you know, the role, like the like not the gender roles, the marital roles, right? But it showed that you were truly a partner. Like you were like, listen, I know this is probably what the man is supposed to do, but it's 100. Like he's down right now. I'm gonna hold down the fort.
Plus your man was working towards something.
He was working towards something, right? And I think, and I'm gonna borrow your mouth, Kenny, that you really appreciated that. Like you saw someone that was like, whoa, she's definitely a keeper. She has my back for real.
Yeah.
And like, thank you guys for sharing that part of your story, because it's so unconventional. You know, sometimes, you know, women are, you know, I don't think many women would feel comfortable sharing that part of their story, because it would probably make them look like, okay, oh, he promised you a dream and now you're out here, you know, believing him. But because you knew him and you knew that, you knew his heart, you knew the drive that he had to be successful, you were like, listen, baby, I got you.
And even now we have friends that are like, you know, oh, well, you uprooted yourself and you moved out here. Okay. Like, you know, he's been practicing law, you know, for 10 years now. Like, I'm pretty sure that, you know, he's doing well. Like, how is it that, you know, like he promised to, like, he'll take care of you. How is it that, you know, like, why are you still working? Shouldn't you, you know, be in the house raising the kids? And like, yeah, that sounds great, all and dandy, but like, reality is not allowing that. And this is not no 50-50. This is 100-100. You know, it'd be sweet that for me to be able to just be a stay-at-home mom and then let him be the provider. Like, we are a partner. God says that, you know, like Eve was created to be a helper. And the reality is that we're not able to be in a one income household, and being his helper is me being able to do what I need to do to make sure that our family is good.
Period.
So, what are you talking about?
The other thing that I'll add, that I say oftentimes is, if you reduce your partner to one thing, then that's all they're going to give you.
Yes.
Right. So the advice that I give to young women is, if you say he's supposed to be a provider and that's what's most important to you, then when you're trying to pull out of him a caring husband, a loving father, a present father, you're not going to find it. You know, I think TD Jakes was preaching. He was just like, you're never going to get 100% of these different aspects or attributes of a person, especially out of a man. It's like, you know, we all wear different hats. Like, I'm a father, I'm a brother, like I'm an employee, I'm a husband, right? And in those different hats, there's different responsibilities. So if you just pull out of he needs to provide, then if you reduce me to a paycheck, what's going to end up happening is I'm just going to be a paycheck. Yeah. When it comes to everything else, don't ask me nothing because I'm a paycheck. Yeah. So then you end up complaining, he doesn't help me clean. Nah, I'm a paycheck. Right? He doesn't help me with the kids. Well, it's because I'm a paycheck. Yeah. Right? He's not present. He doesn't emotionally, you know, he doesn't compliment me. He doesn't do it. He's not affectionate, because you've reduced me to a paycheck. Yeah. Right. I'm operating in the lane that you've put me in. And so
that's good, bro.
Yeah. So
that is so good. Someone said, and who's to say he's not taking care of her? People are so weird.
Right.
And I love that, Samantha, you didn't allow that comment to get to you, to make you start thinking a different way about him, right? Sometimes we have to be very careful with who we allow to speak into our situations, right? That was a great example. Like, you don't know what goes on around here. Like, please, you know what I'm saying? Be gone.
No, and it's funny because like literally we were married for 4 years. We just got the house, and this man he calls me at work. He's like, "Hey, the boys want to go play basketball, and I'm thinking about going." I'm like, "Babe, I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know why. I don't have a good feeling. I think you should just come home right after work." No, it's just for an hour. I'm like,
You don't sound like that.
okay, no problem. You want to go? Fine. Go ahead and spend some time with your boys. It's like 6 o'clock. This man is nowhere to be found.
She was pregnant at the time.
I'm
Actually.
pregnant with Naya, and I get a phone call from this random number. I don't usually pick up numbers that I don't know. I get a call, I answer. It's one of his boys. We were playing basketball. Kenny went up and landed wrongly and his knee.
Oh,
She's not telling stories.
What exactly?
So I was playing basketball. I ruptured my tendon.
Uh-huh.
So my patellar tendon. So my kneecap like shot up into my thigh.
Uh-huh.
She was 3 months pregnant.
I was 3 months pregnant.
So I'm on the floor. I can't move my leg. And then the boys are like, "Yo, you have to call your wife." And I was like, "No." No, she's pregnant. I can't worry her. I'll figure it out. They're like, "We have to call an ambulance. You can't move your leg." And I was like, "She'll be all right." They're like, "Yo, she's gonna notice when you're not home at like 8 o'clock." And I was like, "Don't."
And mind you, he had just started that job. So he had no PTO, no sick leave, no personal days.
Yeah.
I was back into square one again, working and providing for the family for an entire month when we just bought a house.
So okay, let me go back a bit. I just started working at the state attorney's office. All right, I literally just started working as a prosecutor. We just bought the house. My biggest fear was to miss a payment, and they foreclosed on the house that we just got. So at that point in time, I'm hurt, I'm laid up, and I have no time. So it's like I'm not getting paid.
Yep. So I'm working full time, selling food on the side to make extra money.
And then not just that, after the surgery, and this is my thing, after the surgery, she would end up bring me to my job, which was in Fort Lauderdale.
So the way you guys can look at it like from a New York perspective. So it's as if like I worked in Brooklyn and he lived in Long Island.
Okay.
So So every morning when she would bring me to work, then she would drive down from Fort Lauderdale to Miami to her job, go to work. Then she would come to Fort Lauderdale, pick me up, and then drive me to physical therapy
3 times a week.
And then she would have to go home and cook dinner while she was.
Kenny, sac tes voyelles. Sac tes voyelles.
No basketball. You see,
the lesson is always listen to your wife.
They say once a year, it is not a good idea. Or when Fayon live,
you stay home, bro.
I'm grown.
Now you're a grown being driven around.
I mean, here's what I will say. I tell everybody that made me look at her in a whole different light. Because we make vows for better or for worse, but it's like you don't really know how the person's going to show up when worse comes, right? And she told me she was a ride or die, but it's only when the hard times come that the person shows you, right? And so for me, the difficult moments reveal the promises, they reveal each other's character. And so, I feel like that one situation where she sacrificed so much, and the crazy part is she didn't complain. That's what
ask. Like, did you like?
She did not complain, and she's a complainer, right? But she didn't complain one time. She was pregnant, and she was doing all all this stuff, came home, cooked for me.
Working full time in a side job,
Yeah.
never once.
She never complained, and so the hard times revealed her heart to me and her commitment, and so it made me love her even more because it was a different side that I didn't know yet, you know. So I tell people all the time, like, even though you don't like change, like, I feel like women say that a lot, they don't like change, but you know, when life comes at you, you will change, right? Life will change you. Children change you. You move, it changes you. You change a job, it changes you, right? And so I just tell people, embrace the change because it's just a new avenue to learn your partner, as you know. And so I appreciate her super for that period of time.
Aww, say thank you to her and give her a hug and kiss.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
That's dope, man.
That's so beautiful. The difficult moments reveal the promises, right, Anya? Thank you for sharing.
And so you guys are parents too. That's the thing we forgot to talk about. You are now parents of two beautiful kids, a baby girl and she's a big girl now, wearing your heels and whatnot. Be watching the video. She's walking in the house with heels, and she's like, what, 6 or no? She's older than Bailey.
8
years old, and then your baby boy is 2. Yeah. How was in talking about your ups and downs? Not to say kids are downs, but they are downs. How was that in your journey? Now you have having kids.
That was, I mean, even getting pregnant was a struggle. And I think you good?
No.
So one of the things that I'll say as Christian couples, I find confusing about God is, you know, if you're in the world, it's not a problem to get somebody pregnant, right?
That's true. That's true.
Not easy.
Right? It's like
you go like this, like,
and that's it. But I find, and I've found that when you're in a covenant relationship and you try to do things right, and you're saying to yourself like, okay, God, now, you know, bless our marriage with fruit, right? And then there's difficulties, and then it's just like, all right, like we did everything how you said it. What's up, right? And so conceiving both of our children was very
You got some love in the chat, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
That's Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Hey, look at it, bro.
Yeah, it was very difficult conceiving both children. Naya took a year. Xavier took a year and a half. When I remember the first year of us trying to conceive, and it was not happening. Like, we went and got tested and everything came back normal. And it's just like, as a woman, you're just like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
I remember, like, I was about 4.5 months, close to 5 months pregnant. And that's when I found out that we both have sickle cell trait.
Oh, wow.
Which we didn't know about.
Yeah.
So I remember the specialist, the anatomy doctor, he was just like, you know, in my, like, I was almost 5 months. This one was telling me to abort.
Oh, wow.
So I was getting in the car and I called Pat and Pascal, and I was a mess. And I'm just like, how is it, like, number one, like, I'm like, am I not, like, beyond the time for me to be able to even like do that, even if that was something I believe in? But as a follower of Christ, like, we don't believe in that. So it was an emotional wreck. And just the thought of just, like, you know, the possibility, because you won't know if they really have it until, like, you give birth. Because there's a test to do at a period of time within the pregnancy, but it may cause, like, some issues. So we like, no, we're not doing that. We're just gonna wait, for the delivery. And we prayed and we fasted, and God spoke to us and to other people, and people prophesied over us that she was gonna be fine. And God kept his promise. And the same thing with, Xavier. Xavier took over a year and a half to conceive, and both of our children have the sickle cell trait.
I'm gonna take a step back. After, I don't know if you want to share this.
It's up to you guys, whatever you feel comfortable.
So after we had Naya, Samantha went through bad postpartum depression. And we didn't know, well, we both didn't know, because like Haitians don't talk about stuff like that, right? And so we couldn't even identify it. So she was going through bad postpartum depression to the point where I'm just like, every day it was like the mood swings was crazy. And it didn't help that, like, after she gave birth, they kept switching her different hormonal stuff or whatever. So she was a monster in the most loving way I could say it. A monster. And the one thing I will say about postpartum depression is, yes, the woman goes through it, but everyone around you is affected by it. I'm not going to say we're going through it, but we're affected by it. And like trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with you? What can I do? What is the problem? She doesn't know. And it was like there was a period of time where she didn't want to even try to have another kid. And so that was, it took convincing, to even have another kid. And I told her, I was like, I make pretty babies. So you have to bless the world with my seed. Right? But
your babies are so adorable.
But no, pause and no homo, but the Vixama siblings, y'all good looking crew.
Right? So it took some time to convince her. But then it's just like when she was convinced, and then to go through a delay that was worse than the first one, it's like, God, what's really good? Like, why does everything have to be everything? Literally, it's like as we're talking, I'm like, man, I forgot that we even went through this stuff.
That's crazy.
I remember, like with Xavier, because the delay was so long. Like Kenny spoke about you guys. Like he was like, we know that this is what God wants. Like, we had dreams about, having another baby. People prophesied about it. He's like, I think about Anne and Irv, their story, and they just they persevered, and look at that. Like they got 3 beautiful kids. Like we just want to keep the faith. God said he gonna do it. He gonna do it.
He practices.
Yeah.
But did you know about our story, Kenny? It took us 3 years for Melody.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know.
3 years of trying with Melody. And when Melody was 6 months, I guess I was still fertile. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Here comes Owen. Owen came right, like, that's why their birthdays is a year, 3 days apart. But before Bailey, we lost 2. So we could have been a parent of 5.
Oh,
right. So we lost 2 in between, but like early, it doesn't matter how quickly you lose the pregnancy, whatever the case may be. When you guys are talking about the story about the testing that they did, I think for us, almost 17 years ago when we were pregnant with Melody, technology was a lot worse. We went to do the stupid test where they measure the space between the brain and the cranium. Like, the sonogram, not internally. And the space, when they measure in the sonogram, if the space is too big or too wide, depending on how much space it is, it's a sign of Down syndrome. So we had a very similar scare where they were saying, well, we're concerned the spacing that we are seeing between the cranium, Melody's cranium, and her brain didn't like the spacing. And they try to tell us that same thing too.
75% chance.
75% chance that she'll be born with Down syndrome. It's crazy. And look at Melody now, right?
Beautiful, like smart. Oh my God.
Man, I'm telling you. So, man, y'all guys, And it's so funny, Sam, because I spoke to Sam when Sam reached out because we know each other for a long time, but we never really
knew
do
the
a deep
story,
dive.
you know.
So I'm like, Sam, what's a journey? And she's like, I'm like, okay, say less. Let's just get on here and talk about it. We don't even need no aperçu or preview. And it's like this story is so inspiring to what Pat was saying. I need to really write a book and get this thing out here to people, man. Seriously.
Really share, like, because people are afraid to share their story because they don't know how people are going to be or going to perceive them, or if it's going to land, but everyone has a story to tell, you know, and your story really matters. And like, I'm so sure, like, even hearing it on this end, like knowing you guys for so long, but not really knowing your story like that, I'm so inspired. Like, it's just a beautiful testament to like how true love really does conquer all. You know, like, you were really his ride or die. Like, you're such an example for wives out there, right? That you stand by your man.
Yeah.
Bishop Kenny, somebody knew you since you were a toddler.
Oh my God.
Yes.
And it's like, and it's, you know, Kenny, he definitely makes it easy. And that's one thing. It's one thing to be a ride or die and a supportive wife. But he makes it easy to stand by him. And why it's easy to be submissive. When a man makes it easy to stand by him, he just makes it so easy, and it's a pleasure to be submissive to that husband. Because, like, he supports you, he loves you, like, he appreciates you. And what a lot of people, like, when I say the word submissive, and they're just like, oh, like, submissive, ain't nobody gonna submit to them. Like, no, it's not about him, you know, controlling you, telling you what to do, because like through that process of submission, you still feel like a partner, you still feel equal to him. So, you know, it's been a blissful, through the ups and downs. I can absolutely say that God has given us the strength to praise and be joyful through the ups and downs. It's been 12 years of blissfulness. Is that a word?
It's a word now.
It's a word now. Oh my God. And it's just like, I would say I do a million times.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a question. So I have a question. You know, the ups, the downs, right? How do you guys handle conflict? Because we know, like, no relationship, you know, is free of conflict. Like, it's inevitable. How do you handle conflict, and like, what's your go-to during conflicting times? Like, how like, as far as communication is concerned, how do you guys handle that?
So Kenny and I, like, until now, like, we do still struggle with some form of communication. And I have to give a shout out to my best friend out here, Apostle Naomi. And literally, one of the things that she taught us during our sessions with her is, when it is that you feel like you're not understanding each other, retreat. You got to take a break. And anytime that we will have an argument where I feel like he's not hearing me, or he feels like I'm not hearing him, we will just pause. We'll be like, you know what, you're not understanding me. This is not getting through your, you know, like, through you, or I don't know what it is, but let's just take a break and regroup. And we will, you know, like, just come back together when we're calm. One thing that, you know, when it comes to conflict is, no matter how upset that we are, we always stay connected in regards to, there's no, oh, I'm upset with you, I'm gonna go sleep on the couch. Like, you know, like, I'm not gonna sleep next to you tonight. Like, you gonna take the guest room. Like, no matter what it is, we're always around each other, because the thing is, yes, there may be issues. Yes, you may feel like, you know what, like I'm not feeling you today, but guess what? Like, love is not enough. Like, you gotta like your partner.
Yeah.
I mean,
just to piggyback, I'll say because since we were dating, we fought a lot, and then when we got married, like anything new is going to come with its own set of difficulties, and so we, even as we were married, when we have the arguments, like we were intentional. I think that's just that's the main word. It's like we realized we were fighting a lot. We didn't like the way that it blew up. And so we would sit down and be like, how do we avoid this from happening again? Right. Yeah. And so we would develop like fighting rules, right? Because before, we'd get into arguments, and then she starts talking about my family. I start talking about her family.
Your mother.
Like, what I do? They didn't do nothing.
Exactly. So I think for us, it was really like we developed fighting rules. We were like, okay, no screaming, no cursing, and just
like we'll discuss about like what are the buttons? What are the things that you say, like for sure that will definitely tick me off.
Yes.
And one of the things too that has helped us a lot to avoid conflicts is every Friday we do this. We call it KIF instead of a GIF. So it's a CIF. So it's basically an abbreviation for Check-in Fridays. So once we put the kids down, and we will ask each other, like, okay, like I know things has been crazy, like yes, like we spoke throughout the week or whatever, like like all right, this is the time to really, really wind down. Like, how was your week? Like, what are some things that that you feel like could have been better for you at work, could have been better for you in the house?
That's dope.
Was there something that that I did that you didn't really appreciate? And like, okay, like how can I do better? Or like what can I do to make sure that I don't do that again, so that I can work with it.
That's dope.
We do.
Yeah. But I want to add, I want to add to that also. Part of it is that what makes that work is that willingness, right? Is that willingness to accept that feedback and criticism, and the willingness to do better. I find that something that couples struggle with in today's society is we know what the what is and we know what the why, but we don't focus on the how. How can I improve? How can I do better for that? Because that pride is there, right? And one Anne's favorite phrase, one thing that she really loved to say is the idea of that's how I am. We need to kill that. We need to really kill that in relationship and in marriages, because that's killing marriages, because we keep saying that's just how I am. We should always look to ways to be better for each other. And I love that you guys have the KIF or skill KIF. And we want to encourage everyone who want to incorporate that in your relationship. Don't just have the conversation, but really get on that trajectory to make the improvement that your partner is looking for. Why are you staring at? Oh, I thought you were staring at me. She likes to stare at me like, well, take your own message. She loves to do that. And so we are all growing. And, we're about to be 20 years. You guys are 12 years. And these things, if we don't keep doing that type of work, that level of work, we can falter. We're not beyond hardship that may still happen in the relationship, right? So we have to keep doing that work. I have a 2-part question for you. Oh my God, look at the time. This is so
share
good.
what somebody said.
Yeah.
Rachel said something really nice.
So Rachel said,
she said, this is more. What's the thing? This is more than just your story. It became y'all testimony, a testimony of God's grace, his restoration, his healing, and his faithfulness through your marriage. Thank you for sharing.
And then you have...
And Yandel said, learned so much by this episode. What did Miranda say? Miranda said, yes to check-ins. Been married 7 years, and weekly check-ins are instrumental to us thriving.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Beautiful.
This is something that we do include. It's funny what Rachel mentioned in regards to it being a testimony. Like for years, we were running from counseling and having a relationship ministry. And then in 2020, when the whole world shut down, God was like, okay, where y'all going now? So 2020, so it's been 6 years now, we've been mentoring and counseling couples, like married, like that are courting, So it's been great, and we thank God for using us as a vessel. So these are kind of like some of the instruments that we use during our sessions
Mhm.
to help.
And I questioned you yesterday, right? What did I question you about yesterday, Sam? When we were talking,
You was
I'm
asking me
like,
if I what?
I was asking you, where is the?
Oh, what's going on with our live stream?
Oh, I mean, listen.
We definitely. I was telling Herb that after baby and then Kenny, he switched career paths. So we definitely are going to try to get back into a routine this fall, but we will.
Let's go.
We promise.
Fell off.
No, because
Beautiful.
the thing about it is this, because we are not. Ann and I, one thing we try not to do, we are not gatekeepers.
Mhm,
In other words, we do this thing so you don't encourage other people to do the same thing that you do.
mhm.
Now we need this every single platform that listen, bro, you guys see the stupidness that goes on social media. Those experts and the advice givers who are single, got nobody, they say some crazy, crazy stuff in relationships. So we need voices that have the experience, right,
Yeah.
to keep doing what they got to do. So yeah, it is time consuming. So, but whenever you guys can get back to it, because this is our first conversation, and it's evident you guys have a lot
A
to
lot to
share.
share. People are learning a
So we
lot. It's
definitely
so
want to make.
instrumental. Yeah.
So we definitely encourage you guys to keep it
You
going.
had a two-part question, you said?
Two-part question to try to wrap
To
it
wrap
up.
it up.
Oh my God. Whoa, okay, it's 10:17. Okay, good. All right. So two-part question is I'm gonna put it together and you guys could answer it however you see fit. What does your marriage look like? What does your marriage look like today that it didn't look like before? Number one. And number two, what would you say to couples who feel like giving up right now? Because you guys went through so much from the dating to now. So, why would you say to people who might want to give up? And also, what does your marriage look like today that it didn't look like before?
What part?
He wants you to answer both parts.
Oh,
Yeah, you can combine them.
What does your marriage look like today, and what did it look like
see,
before, and what
see,
advice would you give to the couples now?
bossy she is, America.
I like that.
America.
Okay, so what it looks like now that it didn't look like before is it looks like I'll say it's probably corny and cheesy, but it looks like answered prayers, right?
Mm,
Even though it's corny, don't do that,
that was
right?
so
That's
nice.
good.
I say that only because like I'll look at Xavier, I'll look at my son, and I'll be like, I was just praying so hard for this, and it's here.
Yeah.
Right? Or I'll look at Naya, and I'll be like, I still can't believe I have an 8-year-old. I prayed so hard for her. And then I'll look at Samantha, and I'll be like, Yo, this is my list that I made in high school, right? And so
Yeah.
it's just what it looks like now is I'm like, this is the fulfillment of answered prayers.
Come
It
on
Oh,
now.
it
beautiful.
took way longer than I thought it would, but what it looks like now, that it looked like, in the beginning it was just a bunch of hopes and hoping for the best, hoping things would fall through. A lot of praying, a lot of crying, doubt, frustration with God, frustration with each other. But now it looks like hey, like God answered the prayers, right? And so that's pretty much what it looks like now.
Yeah. For me to answer that part, I would definitely say for me is um, one, God is really faithful, and like in Creole, like bon Dieu fidèle vrai. I remember there was a time in my life where I was still, it was kind of like towards the end of my relationship with my ex. Kenny and I during that time, like we were friends, but I was going through like a dark time, so we were kind of like not talking, and I was going through depression. And I remember I locked where I was living at. I locked myself in a bathroom, and I took a razor blade and I
Mm,
started to cut my wrist.
wow.
Mm.
That God, if you're really truly the living God that they say that you are, make me stop doing what I'm doing now. Make me come out of this alive. And I remember I just heard like it was like a loud echo, and like God was like, if only you knew how much I love you and how much I need you. Put that razor blade down, and I guarantee you, if you trust in me, you shall never suffer again. You shall
Hmm.
never cut your wrist again. No matter the circumstances, I will always take care of you. And to end up with someone that he's constantly reminding me that he will always be there, take care of me. Kenny is literally God in human form that I can physically.
Wow, that's good.
So
Ah,
That's beautiful.
I can't take anymore, y'all.
That's top line.
she's so cute.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I do have a final question for you guys. If you could, if your life was a book or a movie, what would be the title?
Is our life together or
Together.
Oh, your story, yeah.
Your story. If your story, your journey, if it was a book or a movie, what would be the title?
Wow.
That always gets you. That always gets
Yeah,
them, right?
it's
That
a-
always gets them.
For me, I would definitely say Journey to Redemption.
Mm,
I like
We
it.
absolutely came from a long way, and to be where we are now, we've been redeemed.
You been redeemed.
Yeah.
No.
I like it. Scarface?
Can you like
They said
it?
we'll go with that.
Scarface? No. I would probably say it would just be watch what I could do in terms of God saying watch and that's it.
Watch What I Can Do, subtitle Journey to Redemption. There you go.
That's pretty
I like
good.
it.
Let's call Ryan Coogler. It might be
Start writing, guys.
I love
And
that.
to not forget what Irvin asked, my advice to any couple who is dating, courting, just like especially if you're dating to be married, make God the center of your relationship.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, just make sure that you allow God to lead you, because no relationship will last without God being the foundation of it. Um, and it's just like you have to trust the process, and and allow God to lead every single thing that you do in your relationship, and don't don't believe in the perception of what is out there in social media, what these, like Irvin said, these experts are telling you, or you seeing these videos about what this man is saying that I do for my wife, or what this woman is saying that I do for my husband. Like, allow God to write your story
I love it. I
and
love
just
it.
move by that.
Yeah.
Amen.
I mean, the only thing I would add, sorry, is if it was a married couple who's ready to call it quits, I would probably just encourage them that there's nothing that God can't fix, right? There's no brokenness that God can't heal. And the sad part is, we don't have Christian couples that we look to as examples of being in a brokenness and overcoming that, right? I tell people like that we counsel all the time. I'm like, if Kirk and Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, right, can overcome their issues and still be together, then as Christians who have God as a foundation, like, what can't we overcome? Why is it that we have secular relationships that show
Right.
that they value marriage more than us Christian couples, right?
Mm.
My advice to Christian couples who want to call it quits would be there's nothing that you can't come back from.
Mm.
That's good stuff, man.
I love that you said trust the process, Sam. If I had to give y'all a title, that's what I would give you.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
I love that. I do. I really do.
It's gonna be a long movie, a long time.
There is no.
Somebody said there's this article by Darlene says there's this article by Dean Collins. God sees, hears, and delivers. It is almost like you both just describe your journey. Thanks for sharing. Sam, you are a true vessel of honor, and your husband loves you just like Christ loved the church. Keep thriving.
Oh, so beautiful.
I think cousin Sam said your thing would be 2.0 or 007. Maybe you guys know what that means. That's a reference. That's what Sam said. Samuel Alfred. Guys, we just want to say thank you for being on. Thank you. And thank you guys also for tuning in, and give some love to the Vixamas with the claps, with the hearts, the emojis, the gifs,
really clock it.
Or whatever, clock it. Right before we say goodbye, to we do want to remind you guys, quick commercial while you're here. Everybody, this is Irvin Garcon.
And this is Ian Garcon.
And together we are Love Talks with the Garcons, where love speaks
and we listen.
Love Talks is getting off the couch, and we are coming outside.
We outside, baby. On May 9th, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., we want you to join us at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Parsippany, New Jersey.
Love Talks with the Garcons, in collaboration with Mo Creative Solutions. We are joining forces to bring you
Let's Talk Mo about love. We're going to have fun. There's going to be competitions. There's going to be games and prizes and breakout sessions.
We can't even tell you everything. We can't even tell you everything.
And we're feeding you.
And you get a beautiful, delicious brunch. Listen, you need to be in the building and join us and our special guests. We have Salo TV in the building.
We got Ernst Loyson in the building.
We have Dr. Sylvie Santus pulling up.
We got Monique Sade pulling up.
We will be there.
Yes.
And we also have you guys that will be in the building. And we are going to be learning interactively about love, relationship, the drama, the complication, the conflict. All of these things that come in a relationship. Whether you're single, married, complicated, it's not yours. You thought it was yours, but it's really not. Come up and let's talk about love.
Can't wait to see you there. Get your tickets today.
Yeah, guys. So we're waiting for you. If you are here, make sure you pull up on the night we're taking this live. We wish you guys were out here in New York too.
Yeah.
Already.
I mean, now you guys are venturing out. Can y'all please come to Florida?
Let's make it happen. We travel. Like, that's the thing. We do conferences. We're getting invited to go to conferences and things of that nature. Like, matter of fact, we are going to be with Pastor Gersh's church the end of this month.
That's in Jersey.
That's in Jersey, and so we definitely will pull up, and that's the path that you guys can also, because you have so much to share.
Yeah,
you have so much to share. Don't let fear cripple you. Get involved. Do what you got to do.
Right.
And then, you're changing lives, right?
Rachel says,
congratulations to you guys on your 10,000K followers. That is huge.
On TikTok. TikTok. Yeah, Milu, you already know. Just bring us to Florida. We woke up. You already know. That's a Floridian right there.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for spending your night with us.
It was such an honor. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And we pray that God continues to bless you and pour into you and allow you guys to continue to be a vessel for his kingdom. We truly, truly thank y'all for all that you guys do.
And it's so funny because, and you guys, not to keep going, I know the time is up. It's like when someone like you say, we thought of In and Irv about, when going through something, you think of us, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so humbling because you just don't really know the impact that you make. Just with your lives. So that was very humbling to hear from you guys also. So thank you. Give the babies a kiss. We still haven't met them yet. We still haven't met them yet, but I'm sure we will one day soon. Thank you once again, guys, and everybody else. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for commenting and sharing and and encouraging our couple for the night. You guys have truly made a mark on our platform, so thank you once again.
People were loving you guys because that counter stayed where I was looking at the counter. and it was steady the whole night.
Yeah,
So
your story's so good.
it was steady the whole night. I'm telling y'all. So thank you guys so much.
Of course. Thank you, Rachel. All right, guys. We will maybe I can come back another time.
There's
We
more.
got more to talk about.
Look at him. We got some.
There's more. There's more.
All right, guys.
You.
Until next time, everyone. We'll see you guys again.
Have a good night,
Deuces.
everyone.
Thank
Bye.
you.